for transportation.
Okay.
For the cargo ships which came from the Baltic Sea, they brought some goods into the
Okay.
city.
The cargo ship can move from
ship.
here?
Yeah, they used to be in the 18th century. Now not anymore, not used anymore. But
Okay.
originally they used to be cargo ships passing by this canal. So now it's not, because it's not deep enough now.
Yeah,
So it's not used anymore. So, and then we go that direction. There's new buildings over there.
Yeah.
So here's the building with the tower, the clock tower, and it's a former Warsaw train station.
Okay.
So from here trains went to Warsaw, but now it's turned into a shopping center.
Okay, so no more train station.
No more train station, because not far from here, 500 meters by the canal, another train station. It's called Baltic train station.
Okay.
So that trains from there go to Baltic states. So this trains moved split in between the Baltic station and the Vitebsk station.
Okay.
In total, we have in the city 5 train stations.
Okay.
So the city is located on the coast of the Gulf of Finland, in the delta of the river Neva.
Yeah. Okay.
So on many islands, so it's all kind of spread out, the train stations.
Yeah.
So some story about the city. City was founded by the Russian Tsar Peter the Great in 1703.
1703. Okay.
Yeah, 315 years ago, the city was founded. There was celebration of the foundation of the city in the end of May.
Okay.
Every year we have celebrations here in the city. So, and these lands originally, they were just swamps and forests. Nothing was here.
Okay.
They were all occupied by Sweden.
Okay.
All of them were controlled by the most powerful country in the northern Europe by that time, Sweden. So, but originally these lands belonged to Russia. For a long time ago, in the ancient times, all were in the possession of Russia, but they were lost. So occupied by Sweden. And Peter the Great, the Tsar of Russia, who founded the city, he started a war against Sweden with the aim to return back these lands.
Okay.
So these lands were liberated by 1703. The city was founded. War still continued till 1721. So, but it was kind of long period of fighting. So, but anyway, Russia got back access to the Baltic Sea, which was very important for the development of the country, and they started trade with Europe and built a city. So Peter the Great even moved capital of Russia from Moscow to St. Petersburg in 1712.
Okay.
And he, of course, wanted to build his palaces here. The palace is house for the imperial family. The Winter Palace was built in the city, where they spent winter time, and the summer palaces were outside city. So one of those summer palaces, which we are going to see now today, is located on the coast of the Gulf of Finland. This was built as a triumphal monument to the victories of Russian army over Sweden. It was important to show all Europe, but Russia also has part of the Baltic Sea. And guys has access, and that St. Petersburg, the capital of Russia, is located on the coast. So the palace is
Russia's capital Saint Petersburg or Moscow?
Now is Moscow.
Now is Moscow. Okay.
In ancient times it was Moscow, but in the Peter's times it was moved here. During 200 years, capital was here. From 1712 till the revolution 1917. After the revolution, capital was moved back.
I've seen the mostly building in the renewed. It's not a new building. These all.
Yeah, in this area some old building, but it's old town. It's from old times.
Yeah, okay.
From old times when the city started. This part of the city was most industrial. You see there's also brick buildings over there. There was industry here, because this was limits of the city boundary, and that area outside city they had more industrial part. Now it's all mixed. And now industry is moving out of the city gradually, but still not everything moved. Still there are some of those brick buildings, you can see the plants.
Yeah.
And still there are some industrial buildings on this side, also brick buildings. So, but they are turned down or they converted into apartments. So the new apartment blocks appeared on this side. So it's still kind of industrial, but they are turned into some kind of the other more user-flow.
And one more thing, I have seen in a full Russia, there is no other language, only the signboard is in Russian languages only. Means it's not might be you are not, the Russia is not allowing to other people to come here to do business.
No, it's not. Russia is open for
but how the man can do if he cannot understand even the traveling boards?
So Yeah, I need to learn Russian, bro.
Yeah, the mostly even if you don't know the Russian, you cannot even travel. You have to use the translator everywhere.
Yeah, so maybe it's a little bit difficult, but
Yeah.
they try to get more friendly with foreign tourists and languages, but still maybe it's not easy sometimes. Yeah, it's foreign companies are welcome. They're doing good business. Probably they have some people who work as interpreter for them. So this part of Saintpetersburg was called the Admiralty District. And we are coming now to the Peterhof district. Peterhof was named after the leader of Communist Party in Leningrad, who was Sergei Mironovich Peterhof. So after him, so we'll pass by the square named after him, and we'll see the monument to him in the center of the square. There's more residential a little bit there, some schools and kindergartens.
Yeah, the places is very wide in here.
Yeah, the space.
The very wide spaces and building is very far.
Yeah, now getting slower a little bit in between buildings. You can see the triumphal gates now will appear.
Yeah.
So they were raised to commemorate victories of Russian army over Napoleon in the war 1812-1814 against France.
Okay.
So it was very important triumphal monument. So now it's just they have some museum inside this building.
Yeah, there was a one time the Russia is on all over the world.
No, not all the world, but there's some lots of different countries were part of the Soviet Union.
But the Russia was a superpower.
Yeah, so Finland was part of Russia. The Alaska was part of Russia also, but it was sold to the United States and. Peterhof district. Turning to the left and go down to Peterhof. So Peterhof is a German word, means court of Peter.
Okay.
And also his kind of palace was built there.
Yeah.
With fountains. The idea to build his palace with fountains came to Peter the Great from Versailles, from France, where the residence of French kings was also decorated with lots of fountains. So he wanted to build something similar, but he wanted to exceed Versailles. We're going to see this. So fountains are functioning all the day long.
Yeah.
Here we are passing by the district, which was mostly developed in the Soviet times, constructivism style buildings like this, plain geometrical forms, no much decorations on the facades. You can see this, some kind of this constructivism style. But also in the Stalin's times, one of the favorites his style was used in architecture was empire or ampere style.
Okay, yeah.
So there's those buildings like those, like behind this sculpture over there, yellow building, it's kind of more empire. With some cornices, some decorative elements on the facade, you can see. But this, right in front of us, the typical building of the constructivism, it was built for administration of this district, with a harmonical on the top of the tower. It's a symbol of Soviet power. And monument to Sergei Mironovich Peterhof is on the left here, you can see in the center of the square. And the building is very beautiful over there.
It's empire.
Peterhof or empire.
बड़ा देखो कितना सिटी खुला खुला पूरा।
ये वाला खुले असल में मॉस्को जो है ना वो रश है वहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा और कैपिटल है जाहिर सी बात है तो ज़्यादातर अराइवल और डिपार्चर भी वहाँ से होती है और सारी हुई चीज़ें।
The road which was used by the members of the imperial family when they traveled to their summer residence, Peterhof. So they spend their summertime usually from May till October, maybe end of May till the beginning of October. So on this road, when they traveled on the carriages, the horses was marked with the so-called burst stones, with the markers. One of those markers you can see in the corner, number 6 on it. You can see it made of marble. the other number showing 23. So 23 versts was distance from the palace to the city, and 6 from the city to the palace. So verst was the unit to measure distance in Russia by that time. It's about a little bit more than 1 kilometer. Versta, verst. So this is road was used by the Tsars and the court traveled here. But Peter the Great himself, he traveled to Peterhof by boat. He preferred to travel by the sea.
Okay.
The court was traveling here. And the land...
Is there seas connecting in the city in here somewhere?
Yes, yes. See, if you come to the port of Saintpetersburg, so that's when you see the sea. Actually, we are traveling now along the sea. We'll see the course of the sea from Peterhof. One of the mansions of noble families was built here, belonged to Ekaterina Dashkova.
Okay.
So Catherine the Little, she was nicknamed. She was the best friend of Catherine the Great. So here you can see the Peterhof plant, one of the factories.
Okay.
So named after Peterhof, where they produce the equipment for the heavy industry, for machinery. They still produce this, and in the World War II they made tanks here. Passing by on the left side, you can see the pavilion, beautiful of the yellow color. It looks like a Greek temple. Can you guess what is it here?
What's that?
It's a metro station here. Metro station
metro
station. So because it's the first line of the metro in this city was built in 1955.
1955.
55. Yeah,
Okay.
this red line, so beautiful with the Soviet design, with the empire style, with some beautiful decorated pavilions.
Yeah.
And this is still also from the Soviet time. These buildings with balustrade on the top.
Okay.
With some kind of very beautiful decorations. So it's a kind of very monumental style.
Yeah.
So the idea was to show that this power is kind of stable.
The mostly building we have seen, it's like the monument style. It's
Monumental,
all.
yeah, monumental, very monumental. But it's an apartment buildings, all these buildings, but on the ground floor they usually have some business, some shops, and, restaurants, and clinics probably sometimes, and the upper floors, all these apartments.
Olive.